Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel, I'm an airline pilot, and welcome to another flight in the InnyBuilt Airbus A350. Today we're taking it from snowy Munich over to a lovely cold Montreal, which is a 7.5-hour flight operated daily by Lufthansa with a flight number 474. Now, our catering is already arriving at the aircraft, and I'd say that's a very good signal for us to start preparing for today's service as well. So let's go ahead and jump into our airplane, walk up to the front and get ourselves ready for today's flight. Now, this is definitely a business class that I could spend the next 7.5 hours of flight time in. Ain't gonna complain about that one. Now, nonetheless, let's go ahead and make our way all the way to the front and into the flight deck so that we can start getting set up for today's service. Now, as always, we are going to start this one with a look at our flight plan using SimBrief. Now, I will do this through the SimBrief client in Firefox over here rather than the OAS, since it's just a little easier. So we're departing Munich and heading across to the Atlantic, then via the southernmost nut all the way down to Montreal. We might be encountering a little bit of turbulence over the British Isles, but once we are clear and once we've passed 25 west, we should have an absolutely smooth ride on the rest of our way over to Montreal. Now, weather-wise, we are actually doing quite well. We got light snow here in Munich, but plus 2 degrees. And then we are looking at Montreal, clear skies pretty much, temperature minus 10. Now, the forecast for Montreal is superb, and our alternate in Toronto is from the time of our landing onwards looking at some clouds, but gusts almost down the runway and some light snow, so not that good. Halifax, for example, would be a little bit better down here weather-wise, but Halifax is a little bit further away, so fuel-wise the company probably chose Toronto for that reason. That doesn't mean that we have to do the same, however, so let's go ahead and have a look into our flight plan. We are leaving Munich bound for Montreal, and the Delta Alpha India Victor Alpha is going to be our ride of the day. We are not critical with any of our weights, cruising in flight level 380. And that is planned for pretty much the entire flight without any step climbs attached. Now, looking into our fuel then, and that's going to be most important, Halifax has an additional 700 kilos of fuel. While for our planned alternate in Toronto, we would definitely have to take fuel for possible snow clearing on the runway, which could easily be some 20 minutes, and 20 minutes looking at this is about the same amount of fuel that it would take to change the alternate to Halifax, so that's probably what we are going to do then. Now, in Munich over here, we definitely need to de-ice the airplane, so let's go ahead and take half an hour of taxi fuel, which is 1,200 kilos, and with that in mind, we got 54.1 plus 1,200, so make that 55.2 plus our fuel for the changed alternates, so 56 tons of fuel, and then we should be good to go. Alright, so with that determined, let's go ahead and take a seat in our A350 over here and start getting ready. Now, for the flight ops menu, we got SimBrief import, then we can go into the load sheet, and what is it doing? Why can't we set the zero fuel weight? Okay, no comment on that. Let's see how much it should be. 173.2. Now, in the real world, we often get a little bit more on the last moment here. So let's make it 174-100. Like that. Well, look at that. Now the SimBrief import is enabled. Okay, no comment on that. We are just going to leave that. And for the fuel, 56 tons. Like that is looking good. And you can also disabled. God, I hate GSX. Look at how it's completely locking us out from doing anything here. Okay. Well, GSX, menu. Request refueling, and now it's probably only going to allow us to refuel the quantity that we have in our SimBrief flight plan. And request boarding. What, nah, no comment. Just no comment. Alright. Well, so that stuff is done. Then let's go ahead and have a look into our aircraft. So the engine master levers are off, start selector norm, Weather radar is off for the time being, landing I'll leave it down, wipers off, power is already on. Then let's turn the ADRs 1, 2, 3 in a nav. Quick look at the recall. 1, 2, 3. And that thing is showing normal. Then we can do the fire test. Alright, and start the APU. Now we can also turn on the signs already since we've just started boarding, but we gotta be a little bit careful here with our I don't even remember what I want. Oh yeah, seatbelt sign, because we are still refueling. Okay, so for the fuel over here, you can give me yeah, block fuel from Simbrief, I suppose. It would be so nice if we could just type a number in, but I suppose that would make things far too easy, would it? Alright, so refueling is in progress. Then let's have a look at our aircraft's takeoff performance. So, takeoff performance, synchronized Simbrief. We are looking at 3,800 meters, please. Like that. Synchronize our units. Runway is wet, engine anti-ice will be on, air conditioning will be off. We'll keep the rest, and let's set the takeoff weight a little higher. 230 tons should be fine. Okay, compute. And surprise, we can take off. Who would have thought that that's possible? But look at that. Optimum config is config 2 today. Gotta be a little careful with that, because we are usually doing config 1 takeoffs in this airplane. So let's make sure that we do select the correct departure later on. Alright, let's see. I think it's the 08 left north ANAV sit chart that we need. Yeah, that one's got the give me departure on there, and that's what we need. Oxygen pressure is checked, rain repellent is checked, hydraulic quantities are checked, engine oil quantity is checked. Then the flaps are up and agree with the lever, spoilers retracted, that's all looking fantastic, park and brake set. Then let's go ahead and have a look into the FMS. So, transponder is on standby, ATC COM is tied to VATSIM, ADSC armed, message record, what do we have there? Nothing stored, okay. Then let's head down to the init page and do our flight plan request. Received, insert, and that's all looking good. Alright, so ATC COM, ATIS, and I do want the VATSIM ATIS, so probably have to select none over here. Let's request all of those. And we've got information Oscar, runway 08 in use, visibility 900 meters to 800 meters, RVR 1200 meters, moderate snow, okay. That's all copy, temperature is now 0, and QNH 1002. Okay, and with that QNH, I tell you what, let's turn the probe window heat on, in order to prevent any ice from building up on our probes. Okay, QNH 1002, and that is selected. Alright, so far so good. Then everything's done down here. A350-900, Trent XWB engine, nav database up to date, and we can keep the waypoint and the route, because those do happen to be for our flight. Okay, lovely. So our preliminary cockpit preparation is complete. Then let's go into the cockpit preparation procedure. Not all that much to do over here. You guys are well familiar with the Airbus procedures. We'll keep the fuel pumps off since we're still refueling the plane right now. And everything over here is looking good. Moving down to the pedestal, nothing there. Then we can tune that VHF number 1, we can tune that VHF number 2, and also the interphone. The same thing on the right hand side, please. Like that. We will use TCAS above and Squawk 2000. All the remaining stuff is set down here. Alright, then we are gonna go into our FMS setup. So Lufthansa 4 Juliet, Munich to Montreal, flight level 380. Then let's go ahead and grab a bit of data down here. So, cruise temperature, minus 56, and the tropopause in 31,000. Like that. Company wind request, since we don't have any step climbs. And insert. So the IRS is checked. Departure, runway 8 left. Sit, give me 6 Quebec. Tempe insert. Arrival, runway 06 right with an ILS approach. We got the Rocket 3 arrival and the T-Boss transition. Tempe insert. Now for the fix info page, let's go ahead and enter Munich 08 left with a radial 080, and the fix page is gonna see Munich X1. Like this. Now we don't really have any flight plans, or any step climbs, so I'm just gonna leave that out for now. Nav aids are auto-tuned. So fuel and payload. Let's see. AOC. What do we have here? A little bit of weather that we don't need, but here's the preliminary load sheet. 173.2. Like that. Block fuel will be 56 tons eventually. Center of gravity is unknown for the time being, so we use 25. Could of course take it from here, 26.6. Like that. So refueling's in progress, that's good. Okay, then let's have a look into the flight plan for the fuel figures. So we got 1.4, 5.5 and 2.3. Like that, arriving with 11.1 tons, so that's good. And then we got the takeoff performance, which we can send from the OAS. And engine out acceleration in 3000, please. Position monitor gets Munich 08 left. Like that, climb panel is all set. Transition altitude 5000 is checked. Then let's enter the secondary. Import active, flight plan. So insert next waypoint, MUC X1, including a holding please, like that, thank you. And then new destination back to Munich. With an arrival, runway 08 left and an ILS approach. Okay, that's looking fantastic. Then we just need the secondary flight plan number 2, import and active. And with that, our FMS setup is completed for the time being. So let's go ahead and request our IFR clearance. So clearance, departure, and just to check over here, ATIS Oscar. So our gate is 249. The ATIS information is Oscar, Munich, A350-900, Montreal, and did I just hit the wrong button? Let's try that again. 249, ATIS Oscar, all the rest is looking good. Transfer to the mailbox and send that. Thank you. That way we are sure about our departure before doing the briefing and stuff. Okay. So far so good. Then let's go ahead and cross-check our SID against the chart. So, plan mode with a constraint please. And we will proceed via Delta Mike 070 above 1900 or 2 miles, whichever is later. And we got that. Left turn Delta Mike 073. Left turn Mike in near Quebec, max 250, and then towards Give Me. And that's all looking good. Okay. And that should be it. Lovely. So everything is basically done. Okay. So let's wait for our clearance to arrive. In the meantime, let's see how the boarding is going. Oh, clearance received being processed, stand by. Thank you, close. And here's the PDC. Okay, PDC 21, Lufthansa 4 Juliet, clear to Montreal of runway 08 left via Rida 7 Quebec. Interesting, we're supposed to fly by Give Me, aren't we? Okay, Squawk 3577. Asus Oscar we got, but I think we actually got a call in on the radio, because I cannot quite agree to that Radar 7 Quebec, at least not without any further routing or stuff. So, delivery 12173.
April 1171 with 10 Tango 7.
And I mean, it was a good day. Scandinavian 711, stand 244.
Okay, let's send him a standby.
Scandinavian 711, München delivery service. Enforce car, clear to
print this thing.
Quebec departure, flight plan route, climb to flight level 70, squawk 6601.
They were clearly through about to give me 6 Quebec departure up on the set flight level 70, and we're squawking 6601 Scandi 711.
Scandinavian 711, read back correct.
München Delivery, schönen guten Tag, Lufthansa 4 Juliet Heavy.
Lufthansa 4 Juliet, München delivery service.
4 Juliet, we received the Radar 7 Quebec departure. We are filed via Give Me. Do you have further routing after Radar?
Lufthansa 4 Juliet, the flight plan that I received on my side is Radar Lima 173 to Gupin, November 869er, and then via that and some further routing to Montreal.
Interesting, we got something completely different over here. We are filed by Give Me, Yankee 101 Inbed, direct Recti, direct Lore.
Lufthansa 4 Juliet, in that case, yeah, please refile it again, then it did not get through to me.
Will go, stand by. Okay, so ATC actually had a wrong flight plan from us. Well, that is rather rare. No idea how that happened. But it's refiled now. This is typical pilot work. So we should have a new flight plan now. Let's go ahead and send that clearance request again.
Start of approved hold position for push call apron on 121.930.
So gate 249, Atus Oscar, transfer.
Lufthansa 4 Juliet, München delivery.
Go.
Yep, now I have the correct flight plan with Inbed, Recti, Lore and Ankunft. Yeah, advise ready to copy.
Yeah, we are ready to copy, but we also just sent another PDC request. Whatever works best for you.
Yeah, then we'll wait for the PDC.
Because he seems rather busy on voice, so I don't want to block him any longer than absolutely required, so that others can get their clearances as well. Okay, PDC request is on the way. And yeah, good to know. So ATC actually had an incorrect flight plan. Don't ask me why or how, but always good to know. Always good to know. Okay, so I just saw the boarding is at 258 now. Still boarding a couple more. 280 is the target. And refueling is in progress as well. Also missing another couple tons of fuel. So I suppose this might take a little while. In any case, let's go ahead and do our departure briefing for now. So temperature is 0 now. That actually means cold temperature correction is required, but easy. So, we're departing Munich. Runway 08 left, give me 6 Quebec departure, climbing flight level 70, and the MSA is 3700. With cold temperature correction it becomes 4000. Extra fuel and time, let's see.
For information via Oscar, stand 9.
Alright, here's the clearance arriving, that's good. Okay, so extra fuel and time. Nope, definitely not. That is definitely incorrect. No comment on that. Especially look at that, estimated fuel on board on arrival 11.2 and predicted extra 22.2? That doesn't work. It has the correct minimum fuel at destination though, so no comment. Just no comment. Alright, so extra fuel is going to be roughly 4 tons, and that should equal about 45 minutes in the A350.
Asa 502 München delivery. I know you can hear me. Due to the workload at the moment, you have to expect a delay when you want to switch to text only. So either you respond to me on the frequency, or probably you'll have to wait a little bit further. The workload.
Okay, so for the second half of our briefing, threats for taxi out. Well, probably the surfaces of the apron here, which might just about be, a little slippery, so a little careful with that. Stop margin for the rejected takeoff will not be much today, and engine out sits straight at 25 miles to the Mook X1 point that we got up there. Immediate return is possible, but we're above the maximum landing weight, so if we do that, then overweight landing procedure as required. No time available, we just return immediately back here to Munich, and we are going to do that with an ILS approach. Weather is not particularly good, but well above the Cat 1 conditions, so we'll be able to return for pretty much anything. 6 miles final at the least, please. And if no time is available, just packs off and that's it. Alright, for our sits, there is a 250 knot speed restriction, which is not a problem. Clean speed will be something like 210, as we can see over here. And the engine outs have been discussed. Nothing special, nothing non-standard, and no threats for today's departure. Any questions? Nope. Alright, then that's our departure briefing completed. So, let's have a look at the clearance. Now, this looks quite a bit better. So, PDC number 23, Lufthansa 4 Juliet, clear to Montreal, off 08 left via give me 6 Quebec. And we got 08 left, give me 6 Quebec, squawk 2577.
Apron 21.710 push, Lufthansa 27 Echo.
Okay, ADT MDI, so no slot. Next frequency 121.73. ADAS Ausgleis on board. And request startup according EOB TOC tot. Okay, Wilco, send.
And Deicing is noted.
Alright. So that is better. Now let's just quickly print that message. Return PDC, that was Wilco. Print. Just be sure that we actually have the latest version available. Like this. Okay, then we gotta tanker a little bit more fuel. Passengers seem to be done. Looking for 56, and this is so annoying. This is so annoying. Alright, in any case, let's go ahead and say hello to our passengers. Liebe Fluggäste, einen wunderschönen guten Tag aus dem Cockpit, hier spricht Ihr Kapitän. Mein Name ist Emanuel, im Namen der Lufthansa darf ich Sie ganz herzlich an Bord unseres A350 auf unserem Flug nach Montreal begrüßen. Die Flugzeit heute wurde mit etwa 7 Stunden und 40 Minuten berechnet. Wir erwarten einige leichte Turbulenzen über den britischen Inseln und danach einen ruhigen Flug bis nach Montreal. Wir tanken jetzt noch das Flugzeug, das wird noch circa 10 Minuten dauern und dann werden wir uns auf den Weg machen und erwarten heute einen relativ pünktlichen Abflug mit einigen leichten Verspätungen, aufgrund der aktuellen Wettersituation hier. Wir werden das Flugzeug dann auch noch enteisen müssen, was nochmal einige Minuten an der Startbahn in Anspruch nehmen wird. Wir bedanken uns an der Stelle ganz herzlich, dass Sie heute unsere Gäste sind. Lehnen Sie sich zurück, genießen Sie den Flug mit uns und wir melden uns dann am Flug mit den neuesten Informationen. Vielen Dank für Ihre Aufmerksamkeit und noch einmal willkommen an Bord. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon from the flight deck. This is your captain speaking. My name is Emanuel, and in the name of Lufthansa, I would like to welcome you all on board of our Airbus A350 on our flight to Montreal. We are currently still refueling the aircraft. That is going to take approximately another 10 minutes, and we are expecting a little bit of delay for our departure due to the current weather situation, which means we have to de-ice the aircraft at the runway before our departure. Nonetheless, once we're en route, we're expecting some minor turbulence over the British Isles, thereafter smooth flight on the way to Montreal with an on-time arrival. Thank you very much for being our guest. Sit back, relax and enjoy the flight with us. If there is anything we can do for you to make it more enjoyable, please don't hesitate to ask any of our charming cabin crew. And for now, just sit back, relax and enjoy the flight with us. Thank you very much for your attention. Okay, so ATC request status, CDA clearance confirmed. Excellent.
Delta Foxtrot Echo Lima Bravo on frequency.
Alright, so let's go ahead and see if we can already do some final figures here.
Delta Foxtrot Echo Lima Bravo.
I have a feeling that CG is actually final, so let's just pretend that it is. So we got a zero fuel weight of 173.2.
Enter the Golf 22,
and that is checked, and the zero fuel weight is 29%, the CG.
So Ryanair 1 Echo November, advise ready to copy.
Okay, so passenger number, what do we have there is 279.
Clear to Linate, Turbo 6 Echo departure, flight net route, climb also to flight level 70.
All the rest is looking good. The extra fuel is going down now, interesting. I suppose I don't have to comment on that. And that's it. Now, for our takeoff weight, that brings us to 200... Now, just a question. Down here, that should be accurate, should it? Okay, that's the current gross weight, that's the takeoff weight, that's looking good. So 229.
Lufthansa 8X Lima, startup approved, hold correction. Stand by 20 seconds.
229 and compute.
So, Lufthansa 8X
So flaps 2 sent to FMS, even though it's probably the same data we had earlier.
Pushback and startup approved, facing
no,
north.
it's not. It's actually quite a bit lighter. Interesting. Okay. Well, that stuff is now in, and with that we should be ready to go.
Facing north, blue line 1193.
Okay. So all that stuff is done, then let's do the cockpit preparation checklist, please. Or actually we can't because the fueling isn't finished. Alright. But what we can do is the NAT HLA guideline. So for that we got the clock and GPS mode, ETOPS PDSC is completed. So flight plan and waypoints are checked, our message log is also checked, and only the stuff in there that's actually relevant for us. So that's looking good. And that's pretty much it. Alright, so fueling should take another 2 or 3 minutes. And then we should be finished. Now the question, if I'm abandoning the GSX process, okay, it tells me 1 minute and 40 seconds. Even though, is that just the uplift or what is it here? No comment on that. Why does it say baggage loading in progress? Is GSX really not loading the baggage because of this? What a crappy piece of software. Like, yeah, that's how you delay aircraft. I can absolutely live with if it doesn't load the bags because it says, yeah, it's snowing and you're on a German airport. But I cannot accept that it thinks that this is blocking this and this. That is absolute and utter nonsense, GSX. Alright. I suppose this is going to take a little bit of time, so I'd say sit back, relax and enjoy the delay, and I'll let you know once we're actually done here. Alright, so loading is complete. We are just 15 minutes late now. That's not too bad actually. The only problem is the fuel. So, still says loading in progress down there, but that's probably nonsense. I mean, it's GSX at the end of the day. Okay, now we also have the fuel. Lovely. So I guess now that it was finished with its procedures, it is no longer blocking anything. So the CG is 30.1 now. Let's see if that changes anything meaningful. So 30.1. All the rest is set, and just to be 100% sure, takeoff weight 229, and we got 229 down here. Okay, lovely. So we are done with everything, finally. Well then, cockpit preparation checklist please. And that's gear pins and covers removed, fuel quantity, that's 56 tons balanced, seatbelts are on, and barrel ref QNH 1002. Cockpit preparation checklist complete. Alright, so ground, GSX controls, and prepare for pushback and departure please. It's been about time, and we don't need to do pushback over here, or rather de-icing over here. So, chocks gone, GPU gone, park and brake is set. Then let's go. Delivery Lufthansa 4 Juliet request startup. Hey firm, we are. Startup and pushback approved, face north, Lufthansa 4 Juliet, heavy. Okay, before start checklist. Park and brake, set, takeoff speeds and thrust, V1 134, VR 145, V2 151. Slides armed, nose wheel steering disconnect memo, checked, before start checklist complete. Okay, ground from flight deck. Please confirm all the doors and hatches are closed, ground equipment is removed, and the bypass pin is installed.
Request taxi.
That's all confirmed. Roger, pushback approved, face north.
1 Romeo Tango, taxi to entry, Sierra 7, Y Whiskey 2.
And the park and brake is off.
Lufthansa 584, we are stand 174.
Okay, start the pushback, off block time 24, and we call it on late fuel truck, huh? Yep,
Lufthansa
absolutely.
584, Roger, pushback and startup approved facing south, blue line.
Face south, blue line.
Okay, so all on the fuel truck. Now that sounds familiar. Can't say I never did that in the real world.
Red North 11 or Nordic 1147 apron, hello, pushback and startup approved facing north, orange line.
Okay, so we're ready for engine start, sequence 1 then 2, and we'll commence the start of engine number 1 now.
Mike taxi 2 stand 301 Alpha
Roger,
by
clear
Echo 2
1.
Delta 6 Echo 3.
Okay, taxi stand 301 Alpha by Echo 2 Delta 6 and Echo 3,
Lufthansa 8 X-ray Lima, contact tower 118.705, tschüss. 18705, bye, Lufthansa.
Alright, engine 1 start.
Lufthansa 410, stand 2 for Alpha, request pushing start.
And 7,000 for the initial time is now set as well.
Behind the company A319, passing right to left on Whiskey.
So that was quite the hassle to get everything working. Took quite a bit longer than usual, but hey, can't have it all. So, company pushing over there.
Pushing start approved, facing south, clear of Echo 3, Lufthansa 40. Clear of Delta 4. Clear of Delta 4, Lufthansa 40. Lufthansa 1 Romeo Tango, contact tower 120.505, ciao.
Man, 1 aircraft, 2 aircraft, 3 aircraft. That looks like we are going to face further delays on the departure.
Mission April 7, Ring Center Alpha, stand 118 information, Oscar, request IFR to Lacana.
Okay, ground, we have a good start on engine number 1, starting engine number 2.
Report stand.
Okay,
Stand
surveillance, transponder standby. Alright, engine 2 start. And then let's fix that.
Zero Wings 9er, Papa, Alpha, Roger, Info, Papa, clear to
Here we go,
Lana,
transponder is on.
the Echo departure, flight plan route,
And the pushback is completed, set park and brake.
2513.
Park and brake set.
Check info Papa, cleared Lacana, Vavo 3X departure, initial climb flight 70, walk 2513.
And engine 2 start in progress.
Correct.
So,
request taxi.
you know, this is the typical day that made me become a long-haul pilot. 1 aircraft, 2 aircraft, 3 aircraft, 4 aircraft with us. And then you do that 4 times a day, including the de-icing and all the nonsense. On long haul, you do it once, then you're up in the air, and you don't have to bother with any of that stuff again until you are flying back at least 2 days later.
Can I get to the taxi again?
To entry,
So there's a
via
tug,
Romeo.
there's a tow bar, then we're waiting for the ramp agent. And ground, we got 2 good starts, you're clear to disconnect, show me the pin in front please and have a good day, bye bye.
Taxi to entry, Sierra to
We'll keep the flaps
via
retracted
Romeo.
until de-icing is complete.
Sierra, we are Romeo, Thunder forward.
So, after start checklist, on the ice, off, flight controls, we are not gonna do them just yet, and ground clearance is received after start checklist complete. Lufthansa 4 Juliet Heavy, request taxi, and we need de-icing.
Lufthansa 4 Juliet, stand by, call you.
No need to stand by, just make us overtake here.
Sorry, wait a minute. Radio check, Eurowings 936. Speed you find. Lufthansa 584, stand by for taxi, new QNH 1003.
Okay, 1003. Lufthansa 4 Juliet, we're able to swing over Whiskey 2 if it helps.
Lufthansa 204, behind the Scandinavian CRJ9er in front, he's also performing a swing. Swing over Whiskey 2, taxi to entry, November 3 via Whiskey 2.
That was too much for him. What did I say?
204 in sequence, swing over Whiskey 2, taxi to entry, November 3 via Whiskey 2.
You can do it. Come on.
Lufthansa 4 Juliet in sequence, swing over Whiskey 2, taxi to entry, November 3 via Whiskey 2.
Taxi to entry, November 3 via Whiskey 2, Lufthansa 4 Juliet. Alright, clear right side, clear left side. Brakes off.
Ryanair 1 Echo November, taxi to entry, Sierra 5 via Whiskey 1.
God, they are taking ages.
Ryanair 71 Kilo with information. Alpha, request clearance to Billy.
Report stand. Disregard, I found you. Stand by number 1 for clearance. Scandinavian 711, contact tower 118, decimal 705, cheers.
Okay, brake check. Brakes okay.
Nordic 1147, ready for taxi. Nordic 1147, taxi via Echo
So, let's keep the thrust to a minimum
Whiskey 1.
here, and off we go.
Taxi via Echo 1, Charlie 3 Hot Shot, Whiskey 1, Nordic 1147. Lufthansa 584, taxi to entry.
I'm really wondering if there was any logic to him keeping us here so long, if it was just, you know, out of principle, like, no, the CRJ has to be first.
Scandinavian 711, still on my frequency.
Because that's kind of what it seems to me. Wouldn't have made any
Lufthansa
sense
204, contact tower
you know,
118, 705, QNH 1003.
delay us for any logical reasons.
Ryanair 1 Echo November, contact tower 120, decimal 505, QNH 1003.
Contact tower 120, 505,
Is it 18505? I don't know, he's going to
München
tell us.
Servus, Connor 724 with information Papa on board, requesting IF accurate warm-up.
Alright, so nice and slow behind him. Especially in this kind of weather, we gotta keep a distance because he could easily throw some slush and stuff at us. 118705, Lufthansa 4 Juliet, ciao.
Lufthansa 41,
November Romeo Tango. So the ADX Lima, when ready, correction, contact me when you are ready for takeoff.
ADX Lima. That's 3 Fox Whiskey is now net 30, request taxi.
Der 3 Fox Whiskey, Roger, taxi holding point to right left via Alpha 1.
So right left via Alpha 1, City 3 Fox Whiskey.
Vision Tower, hello, Ryanair 1 Echo November at 05 Pushback.
Ryanair 1 Echo November Tower, hello, taxi holding point to right via Sierra and Bravo
Alright, I'm
3.
going to stop over here because I don't want to get too close to the A350.
085 via Sierra and Bravo 3, Ryanair 1 Echo November.
Delta 1 Romeo tank. Say again.
Lufthansa 8, actually, master plate ready.
Delta 8 X-ray Lima, Roger, wind 050 degrees, 3 knots to right left, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 0 left, Lufthansa 8, excellent.
Lufthansa 204 and holding point November 3.
Ah, now he's
Lufthansa
going.
204, Tower, hello, taxi holding point to right left via November and Alpha 3.
Continue via November Alpha. Lufthansa 204.
Towers Airbus, Lufthansa 4 Juliet Heavy, November 3 for de-icing.
Lufthansa 4 Juliet, Tower, hello, taxi holding, correction, taxi de-icing area 1 north via November.
DA1 North via November, Lufthansa 4 Juliet. Okay, so DA1.
Romeo Tango. Yeah, Lufthansa 1 Romeo Tango, about to call you, taxi de-icing area 2 south via Sierra.
Lufthansa 4 ready for departure.
Lufthansa 1 Romeo Tango, de-icing area 3 south via Sierra.
So November 1 is next to the left, we are clear on the right side, and we are clear on the left side.
Lufthansa 4-1.
Ready for departure, Lufthansa 4-1.
Lufthansa 4-1, you were never cleared to taxi to the holding point.
So what should I do? Lufthansa 4-1.
Hold for now, break, Lufthansa 8 X-ray Lima, identified advisory 122.8, bye-bye.
128, bye-bye, Lufthansa 8, excellent Lima.
Der 3 Fox Whiskey, wind 050 degrees, 3 knots to right left, clear for takeoff.
The takeoff to right left, City 3 Fox Whiskey.
Lufthansa 584 at Sierra 5.
584 Tower, hello, taxi to
Alright,
holding point
so
number 2 right via
let's make
Sierra
our way
and
to
Bravo
that runway, and then we can go for the de-icing procedures as soon as we got them ready.
2. Ryanair 1 Echo November, you are requested intersection Bravo 2 via Sierra.
So for now, just straight ahead.
2 via November, Ryanair 1 Echo November.
Via Sierra.
Via Sierra, Ryanair 1 Echo November.
If only we had an idea how full the holding point is, that would probably help a little. But we don't, so we just gotta
Lufthansa 422 Tower, hello, continue.
live with it for now. Okay, in any case, for now we can't do all that much, because all the next steps require the de-icing to be completed. The reason I don't want to check the flight controls or extend the flaps here is because ice or snow or slush could enter any of the cavities, which could then cause further problems. So you can see, winter operations just take time. And they take a lot of time.
Lufthansa 4-1, line up the right.
Line up and right, Lufthansa 4-1.
So, de-icing area number 1. Think that is all the way straight ahead, isn't it?
For 3 Fox Whiskey?
Affirm.
Yes, it is. Down here it is. De-icing area 1 north. Okay. Oh no, GSX. Come on, remove that message.
Swiss 3 Lima Alpha Tower, hello.
Thank you. Ah, God! Does it remove it now? No. Crappy piece of software. Thank you. So, de-icing services, 08 left, area 1.
Lufthansa 410 Tower,
Follow me
hello,
is not
taxi holding point to
required.
right left via November and Alpha 2. Taxi holding point from
Okay.
08 left via November, Alpha 2.
So, that's right up there. Straight ahead.
Lufthansa 422, wind 050
Could have gone for
degrees,
area
right left,
2 over there as well, but if he wants us in 1, he wants us in 1.
Tower, hello, November 147 on November 1.
Request line up.
2 stations, I got both. First Nordic 1147 Tower, hello, taxi holding point to right left by November Alpha 3.
Interesting, he's given taxi clearance before lineup clearance.
Left by November Alpha 3, Nordic 1147.
Number 204, roger. Scandinavian 711.
Okay, I think that black thing over there is the de-icing holding point. In the real world you would have a marshaller guiding you in. Yeah, de-icing hold over here.
Number 41, wind 050 degrees, 3 knots, 03 clear for takeoff.
Okay, and here we are. Stop. Parking brake set.
Echo November after departing A350
Okay, so before fluid spraying, communication with ground crew established. So, Iceman from the Lufthansa Alpha India Victor Alpha. Iceman, go ahead. So, the Alpha India Victor Alpha, we require wing and stabilizers, and we call you once we are ready. The airplane is not ready yet. So, de-icing, anti-icing fluid type, check appropriate. We'll do that later. Do not start the engines during fluid spray. We won't. Cabin pressurization mode selector, check auto. That's auto. Then engine 1 bleed off. Air, engine 1 bleed off. Engine 2 bleed off. Air, engine 2 bleed off. APU bleed off. Off. Ditching push button on. And that's on. Okay, on the cabin pressure panel, check that the airflow valve is completely closing. And they are.
Clear for takeoff, no delay.
So, the cabin pressure forward outflow valve not open, or aft outflow valve not open, and conditioning lavatory and galley vent faults may trigger. Disregard these alerts. Outflow valves are closed now. Thrust levers, check idle. Idle. And with that, the aircraft is prepared for spraying. So, Iceman from the Lufthansa Victor Alpha. The airplane is prepared for spraying, and we are ready up here. So, request de-ice.
Lufthansa 422, taxi entry November 4 by November.
So there's the vehicles.
Right. Now 1 Echo November, wind 050 degrees, 3 knots, 03 clear for takeoff.
Take the takeoff, you are a right.
So they are starting the de-icing procedure in a few moments.
Hold position.
Once the first spraying operation starts, we can start our timer in order to time the de-icing or the holdover time.
To 70%. Standby. This is Lima Alpha, go around.
Go around, Lima.
So what are they doing? Waiting for some feedback? Yeah, okay, 100% concentration please. Just get going down there. Alright, now they're starting.
050 degrees, 3 knots, right left, clear to land. 0 right left, clear to land, Thunder 13. So it's 3 Lima Alpha 10 right, heading 170, climb 5000.
Yes, 170, 5000.
Okay, looks like they are starting just now. Then we can start the timer up here, and that's gonna be for our holdover time already.
1 identified advisory, 1 to 2 decimal late.
Well then, let's go ahead and have a look into the holdover timetables. Here they are, and then we got type 4 fluids. And we can take the generic table over here. The temperature is -3 and above with 100% concentration. And now we just gotta figure out the snowfall intensity.
November identified advisory 1 to 2 HR.
Advisory by November November.
Nordic 1147, line up to right left.
So just update that ATIS for me, please. And we got a visibility of 1,000 meters. RVR is better than that, but downgrading. Moderate snow, temperature 0. Okay, so we'll assume the 1,000 meters visibility here, as those are actually the worst we got. Then we need the snowfall as a function of prevailing visibility table, which is here. Visibility 1,000 meters, and its daylight temperature is above -1. They may actually have heavy snow. Okay. So, heavy snow.
Lufthansa 1 Romeo Tango, after departing A321, line up to right and perform your ice shedding.
And we do actually not have a holdover time for that.
Tango, that's copied. After departing A321.
Nope, it falls under other.
08 right behind.
Because there is no heavy snow here.
Can do our ice shedding at the runway.
Affirm.
Okay, so what if we went for moderate snow? Then we'd have 25 minutes.
Lufthansa 1 Kilo X-ray tower, hello, continue approach.
Okay, in that case we gotta make it a little bit more accurate. So the RVR on 8 left is 1600 meters. And if we go for a 1600, then we end up with light snow. Look at that, the difference between heavy and light, huh? Alright, tell you what, I'm going to go for moderate here. And if we go for moderate, then we have 25 minutes. Okay, so I guess that's probably the best we can do. Visibility is becoming 1500 meters anyway, so it's getting better.
122, destinate Nordic Moza for 7, bye bye.
Lufthansa 410 are behind landing AC-21, a short final.
Alright, so how's the de-icing going? They're actually done over there, good.
Lufthansa 13, taxi entry November 4, contact apron 121-710,
So, Lufthansa Victor Alpha from Iceman.
November 3, 121-710.
Okay, we used the type 4 fluid and the ratio is 100%. The holdover time beginning is at time 1541 and the post-application check shows all aircraft critical parts are clean. Okay, thank you very much for your help and see you next time, servus.
Ciao.
So, ditching push button off.
The 1 Romeo Tango report when ready.
Affirm, Lufthansa 1 Romeo Tango.
Off. Outflow valves, check, open.
The 1 Kilo X-ray departing A350 ahead, expect late landing clearance.
And here we go, they're opening. And completely open. Okay, at least 1 minute after completion of spraying operation, we have that already. Bleeds on. I tell you what, I will delay that until we've taxied cleared of the de-icing area here. And at least 5 minutes after spraying operation, APU bleed as required, normal procedures resume. Okay, so flaps, spoilers, flight control track, full up, full down, neutral.
Lufthansa 410,
Full left,
decrease 3 up to right left, clear for takeoff.
full right,
Lufthansa 1 Hotel Victor, taxi entry
neutral,
November 4 by November.
full left,
November, Lufthansa 1 Hotel Victor.
full right, and neutral. Okay, so flight controls are checked, then auto brake on, takeoff config, test cabin is ready. Okay, lovely. So taxi checklist. Flap setting, config 2, radar on, taxi checklist complete. Lufthansa 4 Juliet Heavy, request taxi to runway 08 left.
Stand by.
Lufthansa 1 Romeo Tango, ready.
Stand by. Lufthansa 1 Kilo X-ray, when 05 decrease 3 up to right left, clear to land. Lufthansa 1 Romeo Tango, when 05 decrease 3 up to right clear for takeoff.
0 right, cleared for takeoff, Lufthansa 1 Romeo Tango.
Lufthansa 4 Jury, continue taxi holding point to right left via Alpha 1.
Continue taxi holding point 08 left via Alpha 1 Lufthansa 4 Juliet. Okay, clear left side, clear right side.
Lufthansa 410 identified advisor.
So, brakes off, let's go.
Lufthansa 4 Juliet, after departing A320, line up the right left behind.
Lufthansa 4 Juliet, after departing the A320, line up 08 left behind.
Lufthansa 1 Kilo X-ray, give way to AC-21, left to right on November, behind taxi entry November 4, via November.
Alright, we'll do the ice shedding on the runway. We already have our lineup clearance.
Lufthansa 1 Hotel Victor, contact apron
Now let's go, cabin crew, prepare for departure.
121-710, Lufthansa 1 Hotel Victor.
And we're now clear of the de-icing pad, so
Lufthansa 5 Tango with 05 decrease 3 knots to right left.
there we go, now we are completely configured.
Zero left, clear for takeoff, line for takeoff.
Alright. I think we can go to weather on both sides over here. The departing A320 is rolling. Hold over time is not a problem.
The 1 kilo extra, contact extra 121-710 John.
Lineup checklist.
121 chat route, 1 kilo extra. Lufthansa 4
So, takeoff runway.
Connected in 050 degrees, 3 knots, 0 right left, clear for takeoff.
0 right left, clear for takeoff, Lufthansa 4 Juliet Heavy. Okay, takeoff runway, 0 right left for length, packs 1 and 2, off. Lineup checklist complete.
Lufthansa 1 Romeo Tango identified, advisory 1-2.8, bye-bye.
Advisory 1-2.8, Lufthansa 1 Romeo Tango, ciao.
Okay, are you ready? I will just bring it to a standstill on the runway, then we can run the engines up, and then we're good to go. There's no other traffic over here, so we don't need to bother with ATC. So we did take the intersection figures. Okay, that runway does actually look contaminated down there.
Condor 724. Condor 724, go ahead. Condor 724, Tower, hello, taxi holding point runway 083 via Sierra and Bravo 3.
Okay.
Taxi holding point 08 right via Sierra and Bravo 3, Condor 724.
So we'll do a small ice shedding here. Stabilized. Stabilized. No vibrations. Manflex 56 SRS runway auto thrust blue. Thrust set.
Tower 7 against the 3 Lima Alpha, this is 3 Lima Alpha Tower, hello.
100 knots, checked. Rotate. Positive climb. Gear up. Nav checked.
This is 3 Lima Alpha, go around, turn right heading 170, climb 5000.
John, can you say it again? 3 Lima Alpha?
Turn right heading 170, climb 5000.
170, 5000, 3 Lima Alpha.
So, autopilot 1. Thrust decline, climb auto thrust. Flaps 1. Speed checked. Flaps 1.
Lufthansa 4 Juliet identified, advisory 1-2.8, bye-bye.
1-2.8, Lufthansa 4 Juliet, check.
Asus 3 Lima Alpha, advisory 1-2.8, bis gleich.
Okay, flap 0. Speed checked. Flap 0. Alpha Fox X-Ray 14, wherever that is. Okay, he's maintaining 8,500 buffs, so he's in 110, then we can go to level 100. Wind traffic, Lufthansa 4 Juliet Heavy, departing 08 left, passing 3,700, climbing flight level 100. Looks like we'll definitely have to pass underneath him. Okay, acceleration flow pattern, flaps up, board is retracted, landing gear up, packs on. Set standard. Standard cross check, passing flight level 53 now. Checked. Looks like there's weather roughly everywhere here. Alpha Fox X-Ray 14 from Lufthansa 4 Juliet Heavy. That bastard really descending into us now.
Fox 14, yes.
Fox 14, the Lufthansa 4 Juliet is right beneath you. Please stop your descent and report the level at which you will level off.
Roger, I stopped the descent on 100 Air Fox 14 and after via runway 08 right, Air Fox 14.
That's copied, we'll level off in level 90 and we are departure, so we'll be clear of you in about, I don't know, 5 or 6 miles.
Roger, Air Fox 14, thank you for information.
Speed, vertical speed. Okay, can we see him? Yeah, there he is. We are clear. Good. Just need 2.5 miles, then we are legal to cross one another. Okay, so that is looking quite good now. Once we got 2.5, so once he's past the ring over here, we can continue the climb, he can continue the descent, and then we're clear. Now, Fox 14, you're outside the 2.5 mile ring now. Thank you very much, and good landing.
Thank you, bye-bye, Air Fox 14.
All star. I'll just wait until we're absolutely clear of the 2.5 and then we're good to go. Okay, I think this is looking good, so let's continue our climb here. First decline, climb, alt, flight level 190 blue. You know, that's the problem flying on Honeycomb there. I saw him on TCAS, I did the announcement, but he didn't check before he commenced the descent. That's situational awareness, you know, listen to what is going on the radio around you, and then make decisions based on that. So, you know, if someone says climb in level 100 while you're in level 110, that should kind of give you an idea. But then at least check before you continue the descent. You know, TCAS into below mode, then he could have seen me coming. Alright, passing 100. So, lights off, we are going to wait with the signs until we're through that weather over there. And the EFIS is set. You can definitely stay on the weather as well, just like we will. And clear and copy, please. Clear. 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 379 versus 380. Estimated time of arrival 23:28. And that is 8 minutes late. Let's see if we can maybe make a bit up.
Traffic multi 36, we are 11 miles, machine for 085.
Cross on X80, let's see what that's gonna do. A minute. Wow. So what is it calculating for the cruise? 0.84 it seems. Let's enter 86 and see what we are gonna get. CMS 0.86. Insert. Tempe insert. That should make up for a little bit of time. Those has 8.4. Makes no sense right now. 28. Hasn't done it, okay. From Atkov 0.86. Let's insert that. That's probably going to help. Unless it deletes it, which it did. That's unbelievable. And the speed restriction is really not there. Okay, tell you what, proceed direct to Takeoff for now. Should stay clear of the 410 at all times. He's 30 miles ahead of us, so that's easy going. I'll try that one more time, and if that doesn't work, then yeah. Takeoff 0.86. Is it doing it now? Yeah, now it's keeping the speed. Good. And we are getting, let's see, 11.5. That's definitely worth it, so we'll be cruising at 8.6. Okay, for now that's all I can offer you, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight with us, and then I see you all when we start the approach over in Montreal. For now, climbing flight level 380, and that's our cruise 380 blue. Then we can also insert a step climb here. Step out, optimum flight level 400. Let's see if it's going to calculate something. Yes, it does. In 2,000 miles, insert, Tempe, insert. Okay, and then I think we got everything done. So yeah, for now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight, and then I'll see you all when we start the approach over in Montreal. Alright my friends, we are approaching Montreal, and what can I say? It's been an absolutely beautiful flight following the sunset, and now the sun is almost completely gone. We'll just be touching down with the last rays of light here, and honestly, it's looking fantastic, isn't it? Like, absolutely fantastic. Okay, now let's go ahead and start to prepare our Airbus A350 for the approach. What is it doing now? Oh, interesting. Let's give it some speed brake here. That must have been a little wind change or something. Alright, and the speed brake is stowed again. So, let's go ahead and talk about the approach that we are going to fly. The star's bringing us all the way into a right-hand downwind, and the airport is located pretty much there. So everything's in sight, and we will be flying the ILS approach runway 06 right over there. Now, for the rest of it, I'd say we just head over into the standard approach briefing. So we are following the Rocket 3 arrival for the ILS approach runway 08 right. The approach is going to be flown with a minimum of 330 feet, and that already includes the cold temperature correction. The MSA is 3000 plus correction 3300. And extra fuel and time is now 3.3 tons, giving us 38 minutes. Okay, so for the approach, it will be an ILS approach with flight director guidance, and we are going to fly this using config 3 idle reverse or BTV.
Montreal approach on 125.15.
12515, Lufthansa 4 Juliet. Montreal approach, Lufthansa 4 Juliet Heavy, passing 10,900, descending 4,000, information Sierra.
Lufthansa 4 Juliet Heavy, Montreal approach identified. Good evening, Montreal altimeter 3013.
3013, Lufthansa 4 Juliet Heavy. So, we're approaching and passing 10,000, and to finish up the briefing, flight director guided ILS approach, config 3 idle reverse BTV to vacate to the left. We've got about 500 meters of margin left, and then it's going to be a straightforward taxi in. Any questions or suggestions there? Nope. Lovely, then that's our briefing complete. So, lights on, signs on, EFIS control panel is set, and we've got no hard-tuned VORs down there. Perfect. And that's the time for the approach checklist. So, Barrow ref, QNH 3013. Minimum is Barrow 330. Runway condition, dry, auto brake, BTV, approach checklist complete. Alright, so looks like the city is loading. Over there is our airport. That's all easy going so far. Beautiful last pieces of sunlight, huh? I just absolutely love flying at this time of the day in the sim. And if you look at this, just fantastic. Alright, cabin ready signal is received. So we are descending by the star down to an altitude of 4,000 feet, and so far it really looks like this is going to be an easy straight-in approach. I really see no reason why it wouldn't be. Descending at a nice 1,000 feet a minute here. So we should be able to turn final once we reach Packet up there. All easy going. Okay, let me quickly have a look at the landing performance, by the way, because we didn't calculate this previously. Should of course have done that. So config 3 vpilot 0, and we use manual landing with auto brake and reversers. Alright, as you can see, stop margin even gives us 1,000 over here. With our BTV we got a little bit less. but all fine, all within limits. Let's just see what it says. Exit 2014 meters. Well, we got 2,930 available, so that's really easy going.
Air Canada 306, contact Montreal Tower on 119.3.
Over to Montreal Tower on 119.3, Air Canada 306.
Okay, 119.3 is pre-selected. We'll probably get the same thing. So, now the question. What's the altitude for NASC? 1520. Then we start the descent 9.1 miles out, which is about 4 miles prior to Falfo. Okay. So overall easy. Just gotta love that view here. Montreal is a destination that I would love to fly to in the real world. But, at least for the time being, that is not an option. So, pack low below 4,000, that's probably just so that we can turn base at that point. It's really too bad that there is no ATC online on VATSIM right now here in Montreal. That's the problem with flying long hauls in the sim. If you have ATC at one place that you're currently departing, then you usually don't have ATC at the destination. Alright, there's a Jazz coming in. I suppose we are probably going to be turning base before him, huh? 5 miles? 5 miles? No. No, we'll probably be behind him. Otherwise it would just be a little bit too tight. If you take a look at the ND, 5 miles here, he does 5 miles, he's here, we turn there, by that time he is here, and then we end up at the same location, which is usually not very healthy. Alright, let's get those tables folded away. And then we'll be waiting until the Jazz is past us, then we'll get a little naggy with air traffic control. Also, there's no reason to fly fast into the wrong direction, so let's start reducing our speed here. There's the Jazz. I really like that modern TCAS. Just gives you exactly an idea of who is who. Like when you remember that departure of ours and the other aircraft, if he'd known our call sign, might have been even easier to communicate with him. Hot stop. Lufthansa 4 Juliet is ready to turn base. Halt. Okay, activate approach. What's up, ATC? Lufthansa 4 Juliet Heavy is ready to turn base. No. Oh, come on, you gotta be kidding me. I'll tell you what, if the AI stops talking to us, then we'll just turn ourselves. So, heading 330 and full please. Hello? What's broken this time? Full. Direct to, course in. 334? No. What's the runway track? 057. That looks good. Okay then, turning final. Heading 030, cleared ILS approach. We are 16 miles out, our speed is looking good. We'll be intercepting out of 4,000. And that's looking fantastic. Okay, land fuel, autopilot 1 and 2, glide slope, localizer blue. Manual flight. Approach 1. Manual flight, manual thrust. Manage speed. Lock star. And the runway is inside on the 12 o'clock. Flaps 1. Speed check, flaps 1. So the DME reads 0.2 at the threshold, so it is rather accurate. Last up star. Go around altitude 3000. Glide slope. Montreal traffic, Lufthansa 4 Juliet Heavy established on a 10 mile final, runway 06 right. Fantastic view. Imagine what this must be like in a month when the sun is like a couple of degrees further up on the horizon. We probably have to come back and do that flight again at some point. Even though this time I'll gladly spare myself the winter operation. Alright, we'll do a standard configuration sequence. Checked. So standard configuration sequence starting in 6 miles. By the way, why is full for still the two-way point? That's not supposed to be. Okay, delete the from waypoint. Delete the discontinuity. Insert.
2000.
Here we go. Now NASC is on top. That is better. Alright, flaps 2. Speed checked. Flaps 2. Gear down. Flaps 3. Speed check. Flaps 3. Landing checklist. Landing checklist complete. So, looks like we are going to be nicely stabilized, exactly at 1,000 feet. AKA, we didn't waste a single kilo of fuel. Here we go.
$1,000.
Checked. What did I say? Perfect, huh? So, the wind is slightly gusty.
$500.
And correcting the speed.
$400. $300. 100 above.
Checked. Control spoiler's not armed. Okay, here we go. Armed again.
200 minimum.
Continue.
$100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5.
Spoilers, reverse green, idle. Manual brakes. Alright. Easily made the first exit here. And the time is now 25, so yeah, we are slightly late, but that's the best we can do. Alright, so, first priority, get clear of the runway, and once we're established on the taxiway to the left, then we can start working on cleaning the airplane up. Alright. What is it printed there? Is that a hot landing report? So always when an Airbus starts printing something after landing, that's usually when pilots are getting nervous. But this is just an ATIS. Okay. Yeah, it can print as many ATISes as it wants. Just don't print a hard landing report or something. Alright, so our taxi is going to be straight ahead on Alpha onto the main apron and then from there towards the gate. We don't have an after landing checklist in the A350, so that's all easy going. Alright, overall I gotta say this was a very enjoyable flight. Now a couple of things went rather unexpected, if we can call it that way, like for instance the really heavy amount of traffic in Munich, combined with the entire winter op stuff. But yeah, little bits of delays, those are just normal during winter operations. Obviously the entire refueling and the baggage loading and stuff like that were a bit of a waste of time. But then again, in the real world, that's usually how it goes. That's where your delay comes from. It's never that the pilots are not getting ready with the procedures, or the cabin crew for that matter. It's usually something like that. Late fuel truck, late baggage. So in these terms, we were actually going really realistic here. Now, 20 would have been the schedule, so we might be able to make it on block just about at 30 or so. I think that's about the best we are going to get. So we'll be parking up here, stand 61. Okay, right hand turn, and well, the apron seems pretty clear, so shut down engine 2. If it would have been snowy or contaminated over here, I would have kept the second engine, but this way, not required. And you've seen how the airplane had that tendency to accelerate all the time, so definitely not wrong then to shut number 2 down, do single engine taxi. Also saves a little bit of time. Well, not time, but fuel. Okay, so gate number... Oh, previous, and there's 59 too small. 60, 61. Let's go with 61 then. No follow me needed. Handling by Shitport. And 61 is just over here, so we'll take the next to the left. Then we're also in the technically speaking correct one-way system over here on the apron. Okay, start APU. Okay, gate number 61 is over here. That's like the third. I think that one there. Lights off. Okay, not this, but the next one. That's also where the marshal is waiting. Good. 8 knots, that should be sufficient to go through the turn. But just to be safe, let me add a little bit more power. 61, there it is. Okay, so we have a guidance system and a marshaller. In that case, the marshaller always takes precedence. After all, if someone is paying for a human to be there, come on, keep rolling. Must be a little bit uphill over here. Come on. Okay. So be it. That thing says we are too far already, even though he says he wants us further. I don't care, we'll stay exactly where we are. Parking brake set. APU bleed on. Cabin shoe, all doors in park. Okay. Clear those brakes. And here we go. They're already disarming. They're quick. Also connecting the jetway already. Then let's go. And the parking checklist, please. Parking brake or trucks. For now, brake set. Wing lights. Off. Parking checklist complete. Okay then. I guess that is it. So let's go ahead and get ourselves the deboarding. And let's ensure trucks in, GPU connected. We are going to keep the APU running, it's just too cold outside. And then we can release those parking brakes. Alright, and with that, welcome to Montreal. I do hope you guys enjoyed the flight. As always, leave your feedback in the comments underneath the video. Like, comment and subscribe, and if you really love what I'm doing on this channel, I would appreciate a small donation through the Buy Me Coffee link in the video description below. Thank you very much for bearing with me through such a long and extensive video. I do hope you liked the detailed winter operations over in Munich, and with that I'm really looking forward to see you all again on the next one.